Hey everyone, this is Samfam and welcome to the channel, and today I'll be showing you guys an intelligent sorcery build that is heavy on spells, but it can attack from long range, mid range, and right in front of the enemy, and it can do all of these things extremely effectively. I will show you the series of spells you need and also the attribute points you want to divide to make this character as strong as possible. This is pretty much about a mid-game character. You can probably get to this build at level 60 to 80, and you can see the effects are devastating, especially in close range, but at the same time, if you want to stay afar, you can be just as effective. Overall, if you have this build in hand, we guarantee you have a lot of fun and see a lot of success. So if you enjoy our content, please consider subscribing and adding us a like. It will help a ton. And also, if you would like to see more RPG videos from us, you can click on the link in the description below or also in the card above, and you'll see all the videos we've been doing all year long. So in regards to attribute point distribution, you can see this build is heavy intelligence and then halfway dexterity, halfway mind, and then a little bit of vigor. But what ends up making this build so effective is the spells and how you use them efficiently. So I'll show you how to do that, and at the end of the video I'll also have a section where it's the how to find, so you can find everything I've mentioned the rest of the way later in the video. So the first spell you're going to need is the Great Blade Phoenix, and this is going to be a great setup for you to start the fight or during the middle part of the fight. You're also going to start off the fight with Scholar's Armament to buff up your weapon, but the two of these things go perfect hand in hand. You can see here I'm taking my Wondrous Mix of myself before the fight. I then also cast the Armament plus the Great Blade, and then I use Bloodhound Step to close the distance, hit the melee hit, and everything goes in, and it's an instant 1000+ damage within like a second and a half. The next spell I like to add in this sequence is the Carrion Slicer, and this has a very unique trick. So you can see here, this version is the quickest way to cast it, and that's I attack first with my sword, and then I cast Carrion Slicer. You can see, casting it on its own, that's how long it takes, but if you do a sword attack first, and then cast a Slicer, is a much faster version. So essentially you want to go in with the buffs, and then you cast the Great Blade, and then you use that to attack initially, use the Bloodhound to close the distance, get in that first melee hit, and then immediately after this melee hit, cast the Carrion Slicer because it's the fastest version. That's a lot of damage very quickly. And that's how you do it with this build. So you can do it from distance, you can do it as you close the gap, and then when you arrive, you hit twice very hard. You can see this plays out in this entire sequence. There comes the Great Blades, melee Carrion, melee Carrion, melee Carrion. That's almost half his health bar, and I always use Bloodhound to get out of the way. And Bloodhound Step also goes great with this, because you can see it's a good closing the distance, and it's a good defensive mechanism as I focus on heavily on melee. And the melee with this build is also very strong, as I'll show you how you can quickly upgrade your weapon later. But as you back out with the Bloodhound, you'll be in a further distance, and when you are, you can actually cast the Rock Slaying as your long range spell, which goes great with everything else you're doing. So you can see I use the Bloodhound, get away, cast the Rock Slaying, find a good area for me to pause, refill my FP, put up the Great Blades again nice and safe because they kind of attack as the enemy gets closer. That's perfect synergy, and that is a very effective way to fight. Now, as I mentioned earlier, my weapon is extremely high level. This is because there's a route you can take, and you can do this in 45 minutes and get your weapon from level 0 all the way to like plus 14. So assume you start off at the first step. The first place you want to go is you want to travel northeast from there to go to the Lingrave Tunnels, and that's going to give you a lot of smithing stones. After that, you want to start going northwest towards the lake, and once you're at Lake Nernia, you want to go within the lake. There's these little buildings where I'm marking for you right now, these dots, and inside them there's some really easy smithing stones to pick up. So there's a couple of the ones there, so make sure you go to all those buildings, all those dots around the first half of the lake. And once you have cleared those out, move your way up to the Raya Lucretia Crystal Tunnels. That's going to net you a lot of level 2 and 3 smithing stones. And then after that, you're going to move your way to north, go to the ravine, and continue to go up. And that's going to get you to the Ravine Vial Village. There's another mine there as you climb up ladders. And here you'll find a lot of level 4, level 3 smithing stones, and 1 level 5. You go all the way up the mine, and then you exit the mine, and then you go all the way around back to the ruined sewer, and that's going to give you even more stones. And by the end of this, you're also going to need level 5 smithing stones. You want to go back to the first step, so where you first spawn out of, travel east to the Dragonburn Ruins, and from here go down to the cellar. There's a chest that's going to teleport you all the way across the map, to the Celia Crystal Tunnels. That's where you're going to find all your level 5 smithing stones, so pick those up there. And once you finish this route, within an hour, you can just run around, you don't even need to fight. You can upgrade your weapon. And secondly, you will also need the Meteorite Staff, which buffs your Gravity Sorcery. I'll show you how to get this later, but that's the secondary weapon that you have to go with your sword, which you now have buffed up to probably level 15. So before a boss fight, take your Wondrous Mix, take your armament, and then always cast your Great Blade. Stay at a safe distance. You can cast a Great Blade while you're hiding, right? Because you don't need to aim at the enemy to cast it. It's just as you get close enough, it's gonna hit them. That's why it makes this spell so good. It is kind of really, it's passive casting, but aggressive finish. So you can hide, cast Great Blade, or you can stay in the distance and cast your Rock Slayings, which still hurts. And you can always use Bloodhound to keep yourself safe. You're gonna need a couple of FP potions to make this build work. I personally go with half-half, so half HP potions, half FP potions, and you can see the passive casting for the Great Blade is great. I can just cast it, relatively safe, then get in the fight. Use the Scholar's Armament to buff my sword. Go with the Carrion Slicer if I need to. If the enemy is too far, I can just back up, recast my spells, use the Bloodhound, and just rock sling them. With intelligence so high, that's gonna hurt a ton. And that's a very, very effective way to take down enemies, even great enemies. So overall, if you slowly go up, this is level 85, but you can start heading towards this way, probably starting the beginning of the game, really. You just want to go like 70% of your point of intelligence, and then the rest split it on dexterity and mind, and then sneak in some vigor. And if you're running out of runes, there's actually a method to get 1 million runes every 24 minutes. You can go to my playlist and just look for the, or go to my channel and look for the thumbnail that says Crush Elden Ring. And that's going to show you how you can get 1 million runes in this area in 24 minutes, or it's like 700 runes per second. So the rest of the way, I'm just going to show you how to find the locations and routes to find everything I've showed you. So in regards to the Bloodhound step, you can actually get it pretty early. So all you gotta do is, once again, start off from, the first step area where you spawn from. And then from here, you want to go northeast. And you're going to end up at the third church of Marika. And then as you exit the church, you want to turn right very hard. There's a little pond area there. There's a teleporter hidden right at the end here. So you want to take this. After you take this teleporter, it's going to teleport you to an area that you can't really be in. And if you're under level, you won't be able to survive any of the fights. But you can just run to the places you need to go. So it's going to spawn you there, out of nowhere. And then you're going to travel northeast, cross that little bridge, and get to the Lennon's Rise. And once you get to the Lennon's Rise Grace Point, make sure it's at nighttime. And then you want to travel towards the north. You just see a Night Cavalryman, and you can kill him. Because all you're going to do is get a whole bunch of spells and range weapons. And climb up to this tree right here. Jump up with your horse in this tree, and you can just kill him from range. He won't do anything against you if you're up on that tree. So bring 99 arrows and a whole bunch of spell and you'll be fine. Now in regards to finding both the Rock Sling and the Meteorite Staff, they actually are very close to each other, so you'll find both at the same place. So once again, you want to go back to where you started the game, at the Stranded Graveyard, and then from there you want to go east and you'll end up with the Dragon Burnt Ruins. And once you get to there, you want to find this little kind of underground kind of cave kind of setup. It's right there. And when you go in, you'll fight a few enemies, nothing too hard. And then you get to the chest. Now, this chest, there's nothing in it, but it's going to teleport you. And it's going to teleport you all the way to here, to the Crystal Tunnels. And once you get to the tunnels, you want to leave the room and then immediately break left and then travel down the hill. You want to kind of go into that little cave, or the little bright area down there. Activate the Lost Grace. And you see it. And then you want to exit to the left. And once you exit out of the cave tunnels, you want to head southwest, and you will get to these ruins. And once you get to the ruins, the first spot you want to find is this little building. You can shoot through that gap, and then you can go downwards. And once you go downwards, inside this area is where you're going to find the Rock Sling. So there you will have the spell. So once you grab that, you want to exit back out, but still stay in the ruins. And then you kind of want to travel around. It's relatively close, and you'll see this kind of building right here, and inside here, kill those flowers, and from here, at the edge of that window, you're gonna find a Meteorite Staff. So that's where you want to grab it, and with those two, you'll have it, and then you can just exit out of that area by riding your horse. Now, as for the Scholar's Armament spell, and also the Carrion Slicer, you can actually buy both of them at the same location, and you can access this also very early. So this one, you want to just travel east from the first step and get to the Waypoint Ruined Cellar. And there's a little mini boss there, pretty easy. Clear him out, and you'll be able to unlock this door. And inside this door, there's a sorceress, and she will actually sell you those spells. So you can pick up the Carrion Slicer and the Scholar's Armament right there. And if you're interested in some the talisman I've been using, you can use this Crimson Amber Medallion for health. It's going to give you like 20% more health, really. So from the first step point, you just want to travel towards the southeast, get to the Aggie Lake South, continue to go into the Weeping Peninsula, travel down south, and you should get to this save point, Castle Morn Rampart, and there's a person that will sell it to you. And in regards to the Great Blade Phanex, this one is in the Lake Nernia area. So once again, starting out from the first step, you want to go northwest all the way up. I've targeted for you here. And at this Koku's Evergo, that's where you defeat the boss and you get the Great Blades. Alright, so hopefully this helped you out. If you enjoyed this video, add us a like. If you got any questions, leave in the comment section. As always, thanks for coming by. And we look forward to speak to you guys again very soon.